Okay, so we're ready to go. We've got the oils at 133 right now, so anything between 130 and 150 is good. We're going to try a new recipe this time. Got this biodiesel recipe calculator. This one is kitchen-biodiesel.com. Anyway, they have a biodiesel calculator, but you got to put in the formula excuse me. So I put in 7.77 grams a liter for the catalyst. I'm going to go 22% methanol, and the titration I still have to put in, but typically it's between 3 and 4, and this actually calculates it out to about 1600, just under 1600 grams of KOH for 140 liters. And if we go to the other website here, the Extreme Biodiesel, I've gone off that already. Anyway, let's see if we still have the data. Well, anyway, this one puts it out to over 2,000 grams. I think originally it was 2,600 grams for the same oil. So that's a lot of KOH. So we're going to try the recipe with less KOH and see how it goes this time around. I think part of the problem is what they use is the base amount of catalyst needed. Here they got 13, which is way higher. Normally it's 5.5 plus titration, or most people go 7 or 8 grams on KOH for the titration. So this recipe is extremebiodiesel.com titration-calculator.aspx. It's not correct. So we got about a 3/4 barrel here. We're going to pump that into the processor and get started. Alright, we've got the sump pump in there, and it's pumping the hot oil into the vessel, filling up the tank. And we'll see how much we got in a few minutes. And it's filling away. Okay, you got to use your safety precautions here. We got 159 liters of oil. We had 9.25 gallons of methanol, 22%. And here we've got our KOH. This is the last of the KOH. We got a total of 1951 grams in there. And we're just going to throw this in now. Bubbling away. Make sure you rinse everything really well. You don't want any KOH or nothing lying around here. And wear your nitrile gloves. Don't wear anything else. That's the main thing. Okay, we're going to get our mixture circulating here. We've got 3 hours on the pump. Circulating it back in. And we're going to introduce the methoxide slowly. Reduce the flow. That's dropping nice and slow. Getting a good mix on it already. We started off right here, and now we're down to here. Just drawing it in slowly. Alright. So it's all in there now. 51 gallons. Mixing away, and we've got just under 3 hours to go. So we'll probably take a look at this in about 3.5 to 4 hours and see if we get a decent separation on it. And we'll see how this recipe goes with less KOH than what we've used before. So as you can see, it actually looked like this about a half an hour after mixing for 3 hours. This is now in the evening, so you know this has been sitting, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours or something. and it's a very clear separation, so it looks like the standard recipe is better than what was on the Extreme Biodiesel website. That was just way too much KOH, and I'll keep you guys posted on how this washes out. So another little tip for you that I've noticed, when you're draining out the glycerol out of the bottom here, all this dark stuff, what happens is in your piping that's on the side of the processor, you're basically going to have liquid up to the same level that's in your tank, and that liquid is going to separate out in those pipes just like the liquid that's in here. So you'll have glycerol in the piping up to wherever, and the rest is going to be clear fuel on the top. So what I found works really well is if you shut the tank here and open up the valve here, and then make sure the valve on the top of the tank's open so the air can run back through, then you can basically drain out all that liquid that's in the piping, and you pour that back into the top of the processor here, and it'll just join all this stuff. And that way you're guaranteed that when you're draining the glycerol, you're not having any nice biodiesel fuel that's mixed in with it that's just going to sit on the top of your bucket or whatever you're draining it into for later use, or if you're disposing of it or whatever. So that way you're wasting a minimal amount of fuel. Otherwise you've got half a liter that's in that piping of clear fuel that's going to be mixed down with the glycerol as you drain off the glycerol the first time.